Welcome back to the Manifesting Money Podcast. I am super happy and grateful that you guys tuned on today because today is going to change your perspective on life forever. Yep, we're talking all about angel numbers, and I gotta bring on the expert for this very topic for you guys. So before we get into the episode, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, all of my loyal listeners, welcome back. All of my new listeners, hello, welcome. I want to remind you guys that this episode is going to be on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube, make sure that you do so. And if you've been tuning in and you really, really love the podcast, it's helping you, then please help us and leave a review. And this just helps us get this podcast out to as many people as we possibly can. So some exciting news is that we just dropped our very first free guided money meditation. Those of you who are new and you don't know anything what I'm talking about right now, I just want to remind you that I'm a money mindset coach. I teach people about law of attraction, manifestation, how it applies to attracting more money into your life. And one of my favorite ways that I helped reprogram my subconscious mind to attract more money, aka believe that money could flow to me whether I was physically working or not, was through guided meditations. And I really love guided meditations because they kind of walk you through the process. 31 Days of Abundance, I really explain the difference between the two of just sitting with your thoughts opposed to a guided visualization. But this is, again, a really, really good way to help reprogram your subconscious mind and walk you through the process of believing that money can flow to you while you're physically working or not. That's going to be in the show notes for you guys. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you do so. A lot of people are adding it to their morning routines, their night routines. I'm adding it to the 3-day Manifesting Money workshop. And it's just been blowing up on TikTok. So I'm like really excited that people are doing this work. And I'm like, So I'm going to read some testimonies just from the past couple weeks, and then we can get into our speaker and our topic today. This first one is from Paz. So Paz said, I took the 3-day program and wow, this is my 3rd day and I feel like a new person. A lot of money came to me into my life. Some people gave me my money back. Some people paid for my bus ticket. My sister invited me to dinner. I received a very good tip on my job. The most amazing thing that I've learned in this program is that I was blocking my manifestations. When I was a child, my dad said there's a lot of expenses. This created something in my subconscious mind believing that I didn't have enough money and I have to keep the money in my wallet, not investing. For a few months, I would not use the word spend. Instead, I would use the word invest and contribute. Changed my life a lot. The last thing is that my English is a regular level and I have no idea how I understood the whole workshop. It was like magic that only for this program that I learned English. Thank you very much for this beautiful experience, Anita. You are awesome. Guys, now I have the next testimony from Haley, which is my friend from TikTok. So she actually made a video about how she manifested $2,000 and we kind of went viral a little bit together, and then she ended up joining the 31 Days of Abundance, and this is her testimony so far. Anita, I am blown away. I started your 31 Days of Abundance course 2 days ago, and the night I bought it, my husband and I did the guided meditation that you put in there, and the next day we got approved for a $200,000 loan for a home. What? This is so good. Then the next day we were trying to find out how our down payment and how we would pay if we had zero saved, and my goal was to manifest $10,000 in your 31 Days of Abundance course. And I found out that my husband had $10,000 on the 401k that his old job had, that he had in his old job, and he didn't know about it. I'm literally reading this for the first time, guys. And he didn't know about it and could take all of it out and draw on deposit in home with no penalty. I found out that my tribe is giving me $3,000 for a closing cost, and this is all in just 2 days of your program. I am in shock, literally speechless, and I'm so grateful for you. Last week, we didn't even know that house was possible for us in the next year, and now we're getting ready to go looking this week in person. Woo, woo! So excited. Oh my gosh. I just have so many testimonies that I feel like I need to do a whole podcast episode with like testimonies alone. I think that's been coming to the surface for me a lot is a Patreon. So I haven't really I don't know. I have been aligned with it, but I haven't been aligned with it. I've just been hearing about it from a lot of other podcasts. And I'm thinking about some bonuses that I can do. Maybe if I do some episodes that are just strictly, solo episodes with testimonies and things like that so that you guys can hear those. But I don't know. I just keep coming to the surface. I'm just trying to find a different way that I can share all these stories because I'm telling you guys, my DMs are like this every single day. And I think it's really important for you guys to build your belief in other people and their stories and how things happen for them, because one, it's a sign that that is possible for you too. And a lot of times when I would resonate with people's stories, and I thought that was specifically so cool of how the money manifested for them, that's actually how it manifested for me. So if you guys are getting excited about a loan, or you're getting excited about all these things, right? Just really pay attention what gives you chills and what makes you excited, because again, it's resonating with you more than other people for a reason. Last thing that I want to let you guys know, and everybody in my energy, that I've had this download and now I'm telling the team, is that the 31 days of abundance price is going up. So I'm like telling all my people in my energy who are like right now, because one, I'm adding way more value to it. So I've been actually playing around with all of the modules and incorporating other people who are also coaches and mentors. So one of my favorite things to incorporate with my coaching and my programs is hypnosis. And I've been partnering with people through TikTok. I've been partnering with other coaches. I've been getting all of their material that they're letting me put into my program. And so now the price is going up. So I want to let you guys know now. And so the price is actually going to go up after November 15th. So right now, the 31 Days of Abundance, a 31-day program, help you reprogram your subconscious mind, is $333. And we've been doing a payment plan for that, which has actually been really, really effective. But it's actually going to go up to $888. You guys know I love my angel numbers. We'll have a payment plan available for that too. So it'll be $222 for 4 months. But again, I'm telling you guys now because one, we can still honor this payment plan for the 333 if you join before November 15th. And the reason why I'm saying before that date is because that's when we have our group call. So every single person who's in this program, we have a thread, we have all the material, but we also get a group call every single month. And you'd have to join before that specific date in order to get that specific rate. Alrighty, I believe that's all of the announcements. And today I get to bring on the beautiful speaker, Larissa, who came on from TikTok. So Larissa specifically came on to my high-level group coaching program to teach on angel numbers and really connecting with your guides. Look, I can sit here and give you all the strategy and structure of how to run a business, but if you are not in alignment and you are not really following your intuition and you're not paying attention to the signs that are all around you, you're gonna give up. Right? And so even if the money isn't manifesting, you're doing the work and all this different stuff, really, really, you guys have to look within. And that's why I love, love, love that I got to bring Larissa on as a speaker, because she's an expert in this topic. And you guys can just see how powerful this call was. I would also like to thank my clients for allowing me to share this on the podcast, because again, them doing this work and them investing in themselves and them asking the questions and being vulnerable is actually what's helping the people the most. So without further ado, here's the episode. So Larissa is our guest speaker today. She is our beautiful soul from TikTok. And to be honest, I just want to give Larissa the floor about the topic that we've been pretty much just talking about over the past couple of minutes of just connecting with source, connecting with your guides. You guys know that we're really big on angel numbers, 111, 222, 444. And today I brought on the queen of this specific topic. So Larissa, whenever you're ready, I'm just going to have you unmute, and we can just, honestly, I feel like the best way that might be easiest for you guys is maybe a Q&A, but what do you think, Larissa?
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry that I'm not available on video. I've actually been dealing with the worst sinus infection. And I really, if you saw me, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this girl needs to be like, I don't know, hospitalized. I look like terrible. But maybe I will try to get on in a little bit and just freshen up. But first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I love the fact that we were connected by TikTok. And I think what's interesting is that in any type of community, whether it be on social media or in real life, our guides, our angels are constantly connecting us to the right people. So out of a billion users, Anita's guide, a perfect example, living a synchronistic life, living an inspired life, an angel-led life. I am happy to answer any questions you guys have about connecting to your guide or igniting your intuition or numerology, or even just telling you a little bit about how this all came to be for me and how whatever you want, Anita, I'm here for you and your community.
Yay. Okay. So I know that we see angel numbers a lot, but honestly, I think a quick rundown of what angel numbers are, right? What does it mean when you start seeing them on a consistent basis? I know when I first started the shift, I started seeing them like every now and then, but when I really, really stepped in the highest power, it was like, holy crap, this is the new norm. So could you just give a rundown of like what the angel numbers are, what they mean, and what does it mean when you keep seeing like the specific same number all the time?
You got it. So whenever we're working with the divine, it's a higher frequency. And whether you call it God, source, angels, divinity, universe, goddess, God, whatever your term is, you are raising your vibration and you're tapping into a higher frequency. Our team of light, our spiritual partners, they cannot really kind of come down to our frequency. We have to rise to theirs. If that you teach and you do such a great job of teaching the money frequency. Well, this is kind of like I'm going to be teaching you how to tap into your angel frequency. And spirit is trying to communicate with us through signs, symbols, messages, synchronicities, and moments of enlightenment where you feel and sense things. So a number is a representing of that moment. A lot of times these number patterns and repetitive numbers, obviously the common ones like 1111, 222, 1212, 555, anything in triples or doubles has significance. However, if there's a number you're connected to and it really doesn't fit the angel number, I guess, what you see everybody else talking about, it's still an angel number. People will see their birthdays. A lot of people will see a random sequence. If it makes you feel a certain way, if it makes you feel connected to divine, it is your language. So when you see these numbers, the numbers do hold meaning. And we can dive into the meaning and the secret language of numbers. But I want to give you a bigger concept that you can take away today. Anytime you see those numbers, you have risen, you have elevated to the higher frequency. And in that moment, you and your angels are on the same frequency. And for me, I think that there's so much power in that. There's so much beauty in that. Knowing that my departed loved ones, my team of light, my angel guides are literally in that moment showing me that they're there, that they're standing by my side, that I'm not walking this path alone, and that they're asking to be a part of it. It's like a doorway that they're opening up and they're saying, "Come on, let me in." So when you see these numbers, there are three things I want you to do. I want you to, one, offer like a space of sacred energy where you acknowledge that this is a sacred moment. And you kind of just hold space because when you're seeing it, it's a message of love. Angels can only be love and light. So if you're seeing their language, you are seeing a message of love, support, and guidance. So just kind of honor that and make it a sacred space where you're like, thank you, offer thanks, offer gratitude. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to give or surrender a problem, a fear, or some type of anxiety that you're holding on to. I want you to surrender it to them. So for example, let's say let's use what Anita does, right? Let's say you're having an issue with your finances or you're worried about your next payment of how you're going to pay your rent or something. Give it to your team. Give it to them. Please take this worry, this fear, and show me the next step. I want you to ask your angels, which would be the third step, what is the next right step for your path of alignment? Ask them to show you and lead you, and then tell them that you're open to the signs. Okay. If you want to go a little further, does that make sense, Anita? Does that answer a lot of your community's questions? Do you feel like that answered your question?
Okay, to me, makes perfect sense. I just want validation from everybody else because I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. I love how you give the step by step process too. But so everybody else, is this aligning?
Okay, we got a thumbs up. Can you hear me, Anita? I think I lost you for a second.
Oh, yep, I can hear you.
So as I'm talking, I am seeing 444 in front of me. Now, 444 is a angel number for me. And whenever I'm in a place of kind of like, what do I want to do in my business or where am I going? Like, what's the next step? Kind of like, should I create a course? And as a matter of fact, I was journaling today if I should be creating a course on teaching people the power of numbers and how to use numerology in their life and their business. And this is the third time I've seen 444 today. And 444 is a foundational number in numerology. It means that you are building the foundation to your legacy. And it's going to take work, but it's asking you to get laser focused on what you need to do and create something that is stable so other people can learn from. So, okay, you say, well, what does that mean? I've been journaling, should I create this course? And then I see 444 and the number 4 a couple times, 3 times today. So these are moments where my intentions, my thoughts are being answered by a number. Okay. I have free will. I still have the choice to do it, right? It's up to me. But my angels are showing me through the numbers that this is a supported path and that they're promoting it, that it is going to be a good thing and that it's going to bring more love into the world. And I'm going to have a lot of fun and I'm going to love doing it. And they're telling me to get my butt into gear and stop living in fear and do the damn work already. So, that's a perfect example. When you start to see these numbers and you're like, okay, am I crazy? Like, is it me? Is the rest of the world seeing this? And I want to tell you, the rest of the world is not. But when you start to see numbers everywhere, you are actually going through a soul alignment, a soul shift, a spiritual awakening. And a lot of people think a spiritual awakening is this awesome place to be and that you do it once and you're okay. It's actually the opposite. A spiritual awakening is the most difficult thing you'll ever do in your life. And it will happen multiple times throughout your life because we are always spiritually evolving. So think of it like this. You are awakening to the new you. And then you're going to have time to process that and become the new you and start to live life in this new way. And then guess what? You're going to awaken again. And then you're going to awaken again. And a lot of times you'll see these numbers over and over and over again. And then all of a sudden you'll stop seeing them and you'll go, oh my goodness, did I lose the magic? Like, do my spiritual team not like me? No, it's that it no longer needs to push you. You no longer needed the validation. You no longer needed that confirmation. You were good. And then you start to question things again. And guess what? Those numbers start coming back, right? So this is not something that you need to see all the time. But when you do see it, I want you to ask yourself 3 things. Am I living my truth? Am I living in alignment? And am I enjoying myself? Because if you're not, then it's also asking you to shift gears that you are out of alignment. So it's not that it's trying to warn you that something negative is coming or something positive. It's saying, we've got to get you into alignment. Does this make sense? Yeah. Anita, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah. So good. I'm like just bobbing my head over here. I'm like, yes, so good. I got chills when you said that the numbers stop because you don't need pushed anymore. That makes so much sense. This is one of my favorite topics ever.
And I also want you to think of it like this. A lot of times you'll start to see these numbers because you've told spirit in some way that you're open. So imagine this. Imagine our angel teams kind of just this energetic space, right? They're flying around us. They're walking amongst us. They are our frequency. They are energy. Energy can never die. Our souls can never die. They are amongst us. And all of a sudden, you turn on your light switch. And they go, oh, there's one. She wants a message. She wants to work with us. We're going to give it to her. We're going to give it to him. We're going to give it to them because you are open and you're telling your angels, I am ready to receive? Why are you getting these signs and symbols and your best friend isn't? Because your light switch has been turned on. Free will. They cannot give you advice, support, and all of this stuff until you ask for it. So keep that in mind. Whenever you're struggling, whenever you're having, a thought that just needs extra support, turn to your angels and ask for guidance. You could even do a designated sign. Would you like me to give you an example of that?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think I was talking about this the other day in my story, but yes, please.
So angels will speak to you in things that are familiar to you. So, for example, if I'm doing a reading with a client or I'm in a session and I hear the name, I'm sorry, Anita, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
And I hear the name James or I hear Richard, I know immediately that it's a father figure. Okay. So it doesn't mean that your father is James or Richard. It's telling me this person, their father figure is connected because that's my father. So your angels speak to you through what you recognize, through what you connect with. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, so good. I was saying Richard is my grandpa's name, and he just passed this couple weeks ago.
Are you okay? So, okay. Wow. Okay. So the reason why, first of all, I have no notes. If Anita knows me by now, I'm very just intuitively led. And right now, I've never really told that story ever. And on your podcast, I'm saying that I have to share this. Like I'm hearing James Richard, and they're saying, tell her the story about James Richard. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that was your grandfather, but my guides are even using it right now to give you a message. Do you understand that?
Oh, full body chills. Love it, love it, love it.
I've never actually shared that. I've never shared that publicly. Like that's my guides, right? So they're like, tell her about me. So that is confirmation that your grandfather is with you, that he hasn't left you, that he sees you, and that he's with you right now because I heard it. So I heard that and I received it and I shared it knowing that someone needed this story. I had no idea that that story, who needed it was you. Do you understand?
Yes. Oh, I love this. Chills. Everybody's in the comments too. Chills. So good.
So, what is so interesting about a designated symbol? Okay, so for example, um, did your grandfather, let's just say, did he favor cigars?
He smoked a lot.
He smoked a lot because I'm seeing smoking, right? Like, so I want you to envision the pack of what he smoked, and I want you to take that as a sign that that's him. And you can say, every time I see this or smell smoke or see a cigarette, that you know it's him. And you'll start to see it in the most random places. So, for example, my father was a Marine, and he always said the two things that he was proud of most was that his daughters and being a Marine. Okay. So he would say, once a Marine, always a Marine. That was something he was proud of. After he died at his funeral, when I was leaving the church and I was in the limo and we're going, I saw this car next to us. I'm crying. Obviously, I'm very upset. And I see this car and I see this huge Semper Fi sticker symbol. And I just knew it was my father saying, I am with you. I'm always with you. I'm never leaving you. And I have seen that symbol every single day since he's passed. It gets to the point where my children will say, hi, Poppy, as we're driving down the highway 70 miles an hour or 65 or whatever it is. And it's become this thing. I was in Aruba and I went to go rent beach chairs and I go to the hut and I look inside the hut and there's a giant Marine sticker and I'm in Aruba. Like, thank you, Dad, you're with me. So we can designate a sign and a symbol. And then you have to have faith and trust that when you see it, it is from your departed loved one. If you said, every time I see a purple turtle, it's my, best friend that passed, then that's the symbol. Okay. So does that feel good?
Yes, I love that.
So, what angel numbers would you like to know more about? Or did I answer all your questions?
So all my questions are answered, but I really want to open it up to the rest of the group. So whoever wants to go first, just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, I'll go first if that's okay. So I suppose I'd love to ask because so 1111 is one that everyone seems to see all the time. I will see everything to do like on the clock. It'll be 11 past anything else but 1111. So it'll always be like if it's 5 p.m. here, it will be like 1711. Or if it's 7, I'll see 1911. It's always like one a number and then 11, but I never see 1111 on purpose.
Okay, guys, here I am. I'm going to do a little video if that's okay. Hi, I hope I don't look like a train wreck. I apologize. So, okay. So, what you're asking me, if I heard you correctly, is you're always seeing a number bookends by a 1 and 11, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, technically, it's still 111 because even though there's a number in the middle, you're still noticing the triple ones. And it's kind of crazy that you're asking and that we're on this right now because the 11 is actually represented by November. And it is the master number of intuition and inspirational teachers of the world. So whenever we see the ones and the 11s, it's asking you to become the master of your own like path, the master of your craft. That there's a skill set that you need to start to share and become the teacher of. The one is all about the self, but the 11 is showing you that you are partnered with spirit, that the one needs nobody else and they can stand alone, but they're not. They have spirit besides them. I'm also getting a sense of, and if I'm wrong or if I'm overstepping my boundaries, please say so. But there's this energy that around you, like I just need to do more. I need to study more. I need to read more. Like that they want you to know that you're good enough and you're worthy enough as you are right now. Okay. And this self criticism, this self, imposter syndrome mentality is really, you see the 1 over here and the 11 over here, and I have goosebumps going up and down my body that this is 100% for you, is keeping you separate. The number in the middle is keeping you separate. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So much sense. So much sense because right now I've been, I suppose, getting ready to, I've just started, I suppose, doing empowerment calls with people. And I always feel like I just need to watch this YouTube video or I just need to, read this book again, or I need to make notes or, just to get the wording right and everything. So I suppose I doubt myself a little bit a lot of the time. So yeah, at the moment I'm just stepping into becoming like the master of a certain area that I'm trying to help people with. So yeah, for sure.
And I see some of the comments. You're not the only one struggling with this. So I want to say something for everybody that's here. I love that you have all invested in yourselves, that you found a coach that is really bringing out the best of you. But I need you all to know that the reason why you're here is because you're at a place where you want this to come out. The best of you needs to come out, but it needs to be given and it needs to be shared with others. When you were born with a unique code, and your numerology is based upon your birth date when your soul decided to show up. And your name has a certain energy. And this tells us what our destiny is, what our purpose is, what our mission is, what our weakness is. But it also tells us what our life lessons are and what our gifts are, uniquely given to you. And I really want to say this to all of you. If you do not share this, you are denying God your gift to the world that He placed, that source placed within you.
You have no idea how much this resonates. Just sorry not to cut across you or anything, but And Anita, I hope it's okay for me to share again. But last week I was just telling Anita and Perla that when I was born, a family friend who is very connected to spirit and things like that advised my parents to call me Laura Ann de Los Angeles, to christen me Laura Ann de Los Angeles. And it's just been like a running joke in my family that I have this like big bizarre name when I was christened. Not that I, write it down or anything, but it actually means Laura Ann of the Angels. Um, so
I'm
yeah,
gonna.
I just thought I always wondered like why was I given this name? Like why me? Like I don't understand it, but wow.
Oh gosh, I love that story because your birth name, it's your contract with God. You know, I can say, if you think about astrology, right? You're an Aries, I'm an Aries, we have similarities. Same thing with numerology. If you were born on this date, we had the same numbers, we all kind of generically fit here. But your name is the one thing that makes you uniquely you. There is no other person, no other soul in this world that carries that name. And when we understand our numeric profile, it's like, and Anita, I have not forgotten you, my love. I will have your chart for you. I promise. It's like when we understand this profile, it's like this window just open up. And all of a sudden you see, wow, this is not just who I thought I was. This is who I was freaking born to be. And it changes things. It changes things. My aunt was a professional numerologist. She was a master numerologist and she was like a teacher of it. She's 93. She was doing this 50 years ago. She's a trendsetter. She paved the path for all of us, right? Imagine that. There were people in her world, in the professional world, in the business world, in Upper Manhattan, New York, that would not make a business decision without speaking to my Aunt Rita. And I got to grow up hearing this. I was an Italian Catholic family. Every Sunday we went for dinner together, but I got to hear conversations of spirituality and I was fascinated by it. And then when I was 16, she started doing my charts and it was fun. I would bring my friends there. And she always said I was different. She always knew I had the gift because she did my numbers, right? And when I started to become an adult, I started to see the power of how this supported people, helped people get through death, divorce, devastation, loss of jobs, loss of life. I saw it as a tool. And then I would say about 6 or so years ago, I lose track of time, I really started to study it with her. And I still didn't want to share it with the world. I was scared. I was so scared, but I loved it, right? Like I could talk about it to you guys. I could talk about it to anybody because I loved it and I believed in it, but I was so scared of judgment. What will the moms on the corner say? What do you mean you talk to angels in spirit? What if people don't invite my son out for a play date, right? Or something like that. And then I realized if I stay small for the fear and judgment of others, I will never know how great I could have been. I will never know who I could help. And if I could help one person, is it worth it? And the answer was yes. And I've helped thousands of people. But I still think of helping one person. I wake up every day and I think, how can I be of service? How can I help one person? What blessing can I give to the world today? And who cares if my laundry's a mess or my dishes are unclean or I'm still wearing a t-shirt and I'm like, I don't have matching shoes. And who cares? Did I help someone? And if you can implement this in your life, you not only will be living in spiritual alignment, you will be living in the same frequency as your angel team.
So good. I cannot wait to share this on a large scale.
And I'm in my car, guys. I swear to God, Anita, I'm so sorry. I'm just so, I wish that I was more organized. Please forgive me.
Isn't this so funny though? Because this is literally this is like how close people almost miss messages like this. You know what I mean? Like I called, just so you guys know, I called her and I was like, hey girl, we're on the phone. And it's like, there's like little things that happen like this. You don't know all the things that had to happen in the background in order for this moment to happen. And so it's just like true example of manifestation. And like, I'm telling you, girl, I'm like fighting back all the tears after this. But I know Perla had a question too. You want to, I'll put Perla on and then Rosie,
yeah, I'm here.
Hi. So my question was, first of all, this is so awesome that you do charts, because I have been, low-key manifesting somebody who can do my chart. I sent it out to the universe, and I said, I'm going to find, someone who's aligned, with my energy to do this. So I'm so excited. But so this morning I saw 888 4 times, and I was wanting to see what your perspective was on that.
Okay, so that's first of all, that's a lovely color on you. Second of all, I look at it like this. If I always look at when I do someone's chart as an absolute honor, because I feel like it's a window into your soul. And I feel like I'm doing God's work by aligning you to your purpose. So I'm very honored by it. And I'm very humbled by it. So if that feels right to you, girl, I got you. So 888. 888, first of all, when I think of Anita, I think of the eights, and she should probably get that tattooed on her somewhere if she ever wants a tattoo. 8 is the number of eternal wealth, prosperity, and power. It is the energy of this life force, like infinity symbol, right? It never ends. So it's actually, I'm hearing that you have been trapped in this money story, this story of, cause and effect, where your worth is attached to this money. And they want you to know that you're worthy of abundance as you are in the present, and that you need to create a new money story, one with limitless potential. The 8 is the CEO, it's the boss, it's the business minded leader. It is the one who takes charge and does not take no for an answer. It's the one who's driving the Maserati, okay? It's not the one taking the bus. She or he is power. It's eternal power. It's limitless power, which means the power does not come from you. You see, how many of you are running on like fumes? Like you're trying to build your dreams on spare change. Like you're just running out of gas. You are like that Porsche, that gorgeous Porsche, white, tan leather. Ooh, like it is popping. And it's got no gas. It can't go nowhere. It can't go nowhere because you're running on your physical energy, your physical source. And the 8, the 8 is telling you, tap into the infinite source, the source that worlds are created from. Okay? It's limitless. You're playing small. And the 8 is a reminder that you can have, be, or do anything. Did I answer your question?
Yes. And this is really amazing because in my signature, when I first started to like create like my signature, I always do. Here, I'll show you.
Are you serious?
I always do an infinity sign. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I always put an infinity sign on it. Oh.
So it's pretty interesting. Again, when I call myself an intuitive, I hear things and I say it. So my gift, I don't know if you guys have heard of the clairs, like claircognizance, clairaudience. Okay, so my true intuitive gifts are a combination, but it's clairaudience and claircognizance. I will just hear and sense. Those are my two strongest. So I could write pages on what the 8 means. But as I was speaking, I'm hearing infinity, because that's for you. Okay. So I might have a conversation with somebody about the eights and talk about money lack or talk about something different. So that was 100% for you. And you need to claim your power back. The other thing I want to say to everybody here that I feel is really important, and I don't even know how long we have. And Anita, if I need to stop talking, please just tell me to stop talking. But there's this message that has to come out right now for everybody. Every time you worry about someone else's opinion, someone else's judgment, and you live in fear, you are literally giving your power away. And this is about taking it back. This is about understanding that when it's a spiritually aligned, led life, it needs no validation. Because when it's led by spirit, everything about it is hell yes. And we need to lead with love. Okay. So whatever fears you have, every time you live in fear, you are giving power to that other person, that other teacher, that other creator, because you're saying, I think you're better. I think you're worthier. I think you're smarter. I think you're prettier. I think you're richer. I think you're this. And it's honestly about taking it back. I am enough in this physical body as I currently am. I deserve all the love, all the abundance, and all the success, and every single person on the other side. And I really reference our team of light, because when I tell you, you are surrounded by hundreds of angels, I swear you are. It doesn't matter what their names are. It doesn't matter if it's a departed loved one. You have a spiritual squad. You have a spiritual posse. Okay. You got a spiritual team. And the only thing they want for you is to be happy, to have joy, and have abundance and prosperity on all levels right now. So if you're really stuck, I want you to just repeat after me and say, I am worthy of all that I desire. Everything I desire is within my reach, and everything is always working out for me in divine timing.
So good. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to share this on a large scale. This is so beautiful. Rosie, we still have about I usually go about an hour, a little bit over an hour, so that way we can just recap. But Rosie, I wanted to see if you have any specific questions.
Hi. So I always tend to see like 444 and 777. And I know now that my lifeline is 4. Yeah. So I've been seeing that more often. So sometimes like when like I'm waiting for the train or something, and it's like I want to see a number, and I'm like, no, when the time is right and when the angels want to show me a sign, they're going to show me a sign. And then when I'm not like paying attention, I see like 777, 555. So I love that, because it's like, I don't want to force, the messages to come through. I just love when they just come in.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm trying to like doing it.
So I get a sense there's a part of you says, okay, I welcome it, I see it, but now what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty interesting is, now remember, numerically, as a numerologist, we have multiple numbers. Okay. So it's really important that if it's not by me, it's by somebody else, you get a full chart, because you could have mastery numbers, you could have other numbers that relate more or hold more weight. But what you're speaking about is your life path. Your life path is one of the top 5 profile numbers that I speak about. It would be like saying, I'm an Aries, you're a Pisces, you're a Leo. Okay, so that's how it's related. I'm relating it to people who don't know. The life path of a 4 is the dedicated worker. They came here to build something for others. Okay. They are stable. They are grounded. They are loyal. They are dependable. Like you and I need to be friends because I'm crazy. I'm all over the place. I have ADHD and I would love to have a best friend like you because you would keep me in line. You would be like, Larissa, you have an appointment. You do this. Like I need you in my life. Like you're hired. You want to be my assistant? Like, let's go. Because I can rely on you. You manage life. I do life. You manage it. Yes.
Yeah, I do. Well, I feel like
However, we're to the 7, right? So there's a part of you that is such a good worker. You're so all about the details. You're so structured that we struggle with a little bit of control, and we struggle giving up that control, and we struggle with, you know, the bigger picture. So the 7 is asking you to go within for the answers and create this relationship with spirit. 7 is one of the most intuitive spiritual numbers, and it's asking you to really dive into the truth. Like, the black, the white, it's about the gray. What can't be seen? What doesn't have a place? And it's asking you to tap into that spiritual side. How's that feel?
it's very true.
And if you ever want to be a personal assistant, I'll hire you. Because I need desperately. I really do. It's funny, my children, like I'm a very open mother. I have 3 children, 17, 14, and 11. And people are like, do you really do this? Like my son was in the car 5 minutes ago. Like, this is my life. My son will be like, Mommy, what is this number? Like, it's normal in my house, spirituality and angels and oracle readings. It's just a part of us. So I always tease. I said, before you marry somebody, I got to do their numbers. Like, that's the joke in the house. Like, if I don't like your numbers, I don't care what you are, what you do, where you live, but you better have good numbers, like it's the joke. So, it's interesting because I would love to use Anita as an example, and where how the power of numerology really could help you streamline like what you should do in November. Anita, can I use it as an example?
Use me. Yes, love it.
Okay. So Anita, give me your birth month and your birthday.
My birth month is September and my birthday is the 5th.
Okay. So, Anita, everything that's happening for you this particular month is all about fun, social. Like, this is the month where I'm not telling you not to work. Okay. But we need to get back to the creative abilities of Anita. Sometimes we're so busy helping other people, we forget to take care of our own joy. So this is really a month that I kind of want you, because I'm also looking at the universal energy. I want you to spend the next 30 days creating, writing, journaling. I don't know. Maybe you want to create a coloring book. I don't know. But there's got to be something that is created this month that allows you to express who you are. I don't want you this month to be the teacher. I do. Don't give up what you're doing. But what I'm saying is you need to make you the priority. The date night, the having your friends over for like maybe a wine and cheese night. You've got to make time for it. Otherwise, you will work over and work more than you're supposed to. Now you say, okay, that's true for everybody. True. But this month, this is your energy. So if you know this, I want you to not work on Fridays or Saturdays. I want you to make a spa day. I want you to go to a concert. Whatever it is, you have to find your joy again this month. But the other thing too is, Anita, for you, the remainder of 2021 is all about you stepping forward, really kind of stepping out of your comfort zone as a whole. You've kind of broken away from certain people or certain friends, and you're like, nope, this is who I am. Like, standing strong in your identity, because next year, there's going to be more partnerships and more collaborations happening for you. So it was really important this year that you stand in who Anita is and get really firm on her vision, because you want to make sure that the next 9 years, anything you do this year has longevity for 9.
Wow. Oh, this is so good.
And I haven't known you that long, right? But I do know that this is, from what I can see, was the year that you really stood out. I am Anita, the money mindset coach. And I think it's taken you up until this year to really discover that.
Mm.
And now you need to be that person, be the expert, but I also need you to cast the vision of what this money mindset coach is going to do for the world.
Mm.
Because there's a book in you, but that's not gonna happen until 2023.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I have been creating a lot too, but I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't feel good for the book right now. But I do know every single thing that's happening right now. And just to fill you guys in of like everything that she just said, so true. I think you're right about one of the things that my family has been going through. We're planning this big trip, right? And last minute, everybody slowly starts to, well, it's not a big deal if it doesn't happen. And now we're back in that momentum of like, okay, it may be last minute, but we are going to get everybody here for Thanksgiving. And I like how you pointed that out with that part of the story. And also being grounded and being creative. That was another thing I've been telling Mariel and the rest of my team too. I was like, guys, I have to put my head down and I just need to like create like crazy right now. It's giving me so much peace. And also just being alone too. And one of the things that has been coming to the surface for me and that I've been sharing with everybody is now is the time to create and focus and just kind of tune everything out. And that's what I've been doing lately. And it's just been like firing me up like crazy. And yeah, when it comes to creating, I definitely feel a huge sense of making some big shifts.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you're doing it because you're supposed to.
You know,
what other questions to have? I can't see who's on here. How many people are on?
Hey, Anita, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So, hi, Larissa. My name's Mariel, even though my name says Anita because I'm co-hosting with her. And I wanted to know, I'm a very highly empathic person that has grown up a lot of very strong personalities, and I really had to like fight a lot in my life. And I'm sure many of us here are very empathic too because we're on this path. So I was wondering, how could I use angel numbers to, I don't know, as a form of invoking a protection, just because I know when I see the numbers and they manifest, there's a message coming through, but is there a way where we can like reverse this?
When you say reverse it, you mean, explain that for a second.
Like invoking a certain angel, using the numbers like for our advantage or for our protection. So something like that.
Anytime it's coming in, it's always going to be giving you guidance and protection. Okay.
Yeah.
It's never. So for example, I was having a business decision that I needed to make. And I kept seeing 333, 555, 333, 555. And to me, 3 is like something is being like a truth needs to be spoken. Okay. So I had to like really think, am I being honest with what I want in this business decision? Is this person being honest with me? And 555 is change. Now you could say, well, Larissa, do you go for the business decision and say yes, or do you say no? But everything inside of me felt off. And I knew that message was a protection message that's saying this was not right for you because it didn't feel good. Would you guys like me to teach you a body way to know if it's a yes or no so that when you see the numbers, you can ask? Okay. Yes. So your body is your greatest pendulum. Your body is your greatest tool because your soul lives inside of it. So the way we muscle test our body, the way we feel, it actually can answer yes or no. Should I not? So there's a couple things you can do. And one of them is the easiest one. I'm going to give you the easiest one because it's so quick. So I want you to take your hands and I want you to kind of like put your pointer to your thumb, like the okay symbol, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of ask yourself a series of questions, or excuse me, you're going to make statements that are true. Now, if something is true and it's correct, it's solid and it holds firm, right? Because it's a truth and it can't be broken. So you're going to take your other finger and try to break it apart, okay? If it's a true statement, it won't break. If it's a negative statement, it will open. Your body will respond. It's a muscle test. So I can do it as an example, but then maybe what you can do is on your own. I want you to do like 5, 6, 10 truth statements. My name is Larissa. I have brown hair. I have blue eyes. I have 3 boys. I don't have 3 boys. So you're going to do this until you can feel the difference between your yes pole and your no pole. Okay? So when you see that angel number and you say, okay, well, what does this mean? So I kept seeing 333 555, 333 555. Is this business decision? Should I say, I don't want to say it out loud, right? Should I go forward and hire blank as my business partner? Okay. So does that help you? Can you use the angel numbers and this to get whether it's going to be a yes or a no, if it's a go forward, if it's protection? Can you see how doing this with your body can help you?
That's awesome. Yeah, just like invoking a confirmation, right? That's awesome.
I also want you to know that knowing that our body is a pendulum, okay? Let me ask you guys a question. When you found Anita and you followed her, did you ponder? Were you like, I don't know, is she a good person? I don't know. Or did you just go, boop, I love her. Boop, yep.
Yeah.
Because your body is a signal. It's an antenna. And if it's a hell yes, it's spiritually led. And you will know under 30 seconds if it's true for you. If you have to analyze it, if you have to overthink it, if you have to ask Lisa, Kate, Jenny, Bob, Joe, the guy on the corner, if you have to ask the guy in the alley, what do you think? It's a hell no. Because your body is giving you these red flags. You know, when you signed up for her course, she could have told you it was $20. She could have told you it was $2,000. It doesn't matter. You said yes because you knew that this community, this program, that you needed this. And everything in your body was like, I'm here. So if you get a sign or a symbol and you're saying, you know what, I think I need to start looking for another job. And then all of a sudden you're seeing the synchronicities. It's confirmation. It's a yes that you should be.
Wow. That's awesome. That's so funny. That's how I think that's kind of how Anita hired me. We both manifested each other. That's so funny.
What do you do?
So I help Anita with pretty much everything here. We just started recently. I'm her project manager. And I've been hanging out with these meetings, chatting with these girls. So yeah, and it was so amazing how, I was searching for like a job after quitting another job during COVID. And I was like, does this job even exist where I'm going to have fun? We can manifest something that has to do with everything I do with executive assisting. I do makeup as a hobby. And it was just like lightning. And nothing has happened that fast for me in the last 5, 6 years.
I need
send me an email. Maybe we can work something out. That's great.
Here's what's interesting.
Manifesting money.
The fact that you're all here searching for your soul's purpose is pretty much what you're doing. I want to say this to you because I know we're like Anita with time, and I want to make sure you get this. You do not need to search for your soul's purpose. Your purpose will find you when you're living in your truth and you're living spiritually aligned. Your soul's purpose has always been with you. It was given to you before you entered this body. And when you entered, it's been here. And you're not trying to find your soul's purpose. You're trying to unlock the path to live it.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
Incredible.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I need someone to help me put this out on paper because it just comes.
What? See, that's literally what Marielle does for me. Like, she helps me so much. I had her like look at this audio and take all these notes, and I'm like, girl, if I would have spent 20 minutes doing that exact same thing, I would have never done it as good as you did. And it's just so good. So, Larissa, I just want to thank you so much for sharing all of this amazing information with us. Like, so just so you guys know, this is going on the podcast, and this is also going on YouTube. And I'm just so happy and grateful that people can actually see this too. I think it's a lot different when people can actually see the things that we're talking about, especially with the exercise. It was so good. I love all these little tips and tricks. Okay. So this is like my message from the divine to you, Larissa. To make this a course, please make this a course, because I'm just a connector. I'm the creator. I'm the one that's like, hey, okay, this person has an amazing gift and I just want to share it to all my people. So, yeah, I'm just super excited, and I'd love to, and we have all your links. So we're going to be linking your TikTok and everything. And
I'm located in New York. So I am a Queens girl, born and raised Queens, New York. You know, I say coffee and water and talk, which is, guys, I was afraid to go live. I never wanted to do a video because I say dog and I say, you know, I have a horrible accent. And I said, I'm going to sound foolish and no one's going to take me seriously. And I was so afraid 6 years ago to go live on Facebook. And look at me now. So get out of your head. Just people do not care. If you're leading with love and you're leading with value and you're showing up to serve, the world will embrace you. You can find me, in my name on all my socials is Goddess Giving. I don't go by Larissa because it was just, I felt it was more memorable than Larissa Martinsek, right? So I can't thank you enough, Anita, for opening up your home to me. I'm honored. I was happy to have this time with you guys. If you ever need me to come in and chat, I'm here. I love it.
yay!
Can I just tell her I'm in Long Island and I'm so close to Queens. So
Where in Long Island?
Well, I'm in Medford, but my parents live in Brooklyn. So I'm always Queens and Brooklyn. So
yeah, I'm actually doing some live events this year out in Long Island. So we'll have to get connected. Believe it or not, I've been afraid to do live events. Is that weird? Like in person? I don't know why, but I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm pushing myself, and I encourage you guys to do the same.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we have one more question for Perla if we have just a couple minutes. And then, I was going to, Laura was on the live with me earlier on TikTok, and everybody was like, come to New York, come here, come to Houston, and all this stuff. And I was like, am I going on tour? What's going on? So,
I mean, let's do it together. We'll do the, oh my God. We'll do the money and angel vibration frequency.
Oh, you guys are hearing this now first. So if this is confirmation, send us email, tag us on Instagram right now. And in Perla, I'm going to leave it back to you.
So sorry, one more question. What if you dream like certain numbers? I kind of take that like as a message. But it was so weird because I didn't want to tell Anita because it's so weird. But I had a dream that I went to visit you in San Diego. And for some reason, the number 1536 came up, and that was the total that I paid for my hotel when I went to visit Anita. So is that kind of like a sign of some sort?
So if you have vivid dreams and first of all, if you're having a dream, it is like, okay, I like to think of it like this. When we pray, we're praying to God. Let's just take not even religion, but let's say when you're praying, you're speaking to divine source, God, your higher power. When you receive a sign or a message, that is your higher power speaking to you, whether it's in a dream or not, or whether you're awake, whether you're meditating. That sign or symbol or message is your higher power speaking to you. They hear your prayers and they're answering it. So this is what I'm going to say about dreams. When we wake up around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I call it the spiritual witching hour, or right before you go to sleep or right when you wake up. These are intuitive openings, intuitive gateways. And when you're dreaming, you're open to receiving these messages. So if you are a vivid dreamer or you're getting signs or symbols, whether you're dreaming or not, actually, I consider everyone to have a sign or synchronicity book or journal, and to really start writing down what they dreamt about. And then in that moment, ask questions to your spiritual team. Can you explain further? What am I supposed to learn from this? What message do you have for me? Does this number hold value? Is this number a sign? And let's say you're asking these questions and then throughout the day, you see it 3 more times. Then you know, okay, this has got some meaning here. Anytime you want more meaning from a sign, a symbol, or a message, all you have to do is create a sacred space and ask.
I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Anita, I think we're going to have many more conversations because I've got all these tingles going on, ideas going on.
Right? And don't you just feel so much in flow when you like have everything together? Like this is huge.
You know, it's funny because, like I said, out of 1 billion users, TikTok connected us. And the minute I saw you, I was like, I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. And I knew that you were a part of my path. And I knew that we would connect because you're so real. You're so authentic that, you know, what's amazing when people sit there and they say, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in energy and vibration. And I'm like, I call BS. How can I feel your energy all the way in New York if it wasn't real? How can I feel your heart, your love that you put? I can see it. I can feel it. It's authentic. And so can everyone here. Energy is the first language. Vibration is the first language that we encounter. Mm-hmm. How many times have you gone into a party or space and you're like, get me out of here? It doesn't feel good. No one even has to speak because you felt it, you sensed it. But our human side, we overthink things. And I am strongly encouraging you all to tap back into your frequency, your energy, and allow yourself to really feel things first, because it speaks volumes. It's the greatest language.
Oh, so good.
Bro, I'll meet you for coffee.
Yeah, please go get coffee together. I just put that in the comments.
I don't think you guys want to see me on coffee because this is me without coffee. Yeah.
Okay, that was literally LOL. You're so fun. All right, guys, I'm cutting us off here. Again, this is going to be on the podcast and also on our YouTube, and I'm just so happy and grateful. So, Larissa, if you all the other girls, you want to stay on just for a minute, just so I can go over some things. And Larissa, I'll let you go. And again, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your energy with us today.
Love you guys. Sending you love all the way from New York. And remember, you guys can be, do, or have anything. I promise you, it is real. Go be fabulous.
Thank you guys again for tuning in today's episode. Again, if you resonated with this episode, please, please, please tag Larissa. Find her on TikTok. We have all of her information down below in the show notes for you guys. But what really, really helps us is that when you guys screenshot and you tag us on Instagram, make sure that you are tagging both Larissa and I. So again, super, super happy and grateful that you guys tuned into the podcast episode. If you are ever wanting to be in this energy and you want to be in this group and you really want to operate at this highest frequency, please reach out to me directly via Instagram or Facebook, and we will see which program is in alignment for you. All right, guys, have a blessed day.